Hello, hello. Welcome to the Brigmore Witches, the final DLC where you play as Daud. Yes.
He knew. The black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. Corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district. And I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned. The men are recovering well from the attack, but they don't understand the danger they're in. My mother warned me never to make an enemy of a witch.
Corvo.
Corvo, here to settle our debt. You understand, I won't make this easy for you.
Oh, what? Oh, well. Let me hit you. Oh, no. No. You can't just fucking shoot me. We're dueling with swords. Come on. Oh, fuck. I'm doing the Assassin's Creed strat of just countering. Ow. Uh-oh. Whoa, God. Let me hit you. Wait, do I have a gun? No, just darts. Ah, here we go. Yeah, defeated Corvo.
What is it?
Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below.
Oh. Corrupted bone charms. Oh, Zeph. Ooh, this is a good one. So, normally, the thing about corrupted bone charms is that they've got a benefit and a penalty, as you can see. However, I just happened to get the bone charm that is, in my opinion, the more beneficial for me, for my playstyle. So yay. Yeah, overall movement speed increased, just damage taken increased. Oh well. Excerpt from a pamphlet published in response to the plague. Dunwall, the seat of power in the known civilized world, the Empire of the Isles. It is our great capital, and it has been brought low by vermin, the very fought gulls. We are faced with the reality that our once great city is in a state of shambles, and the few remaining domiciles in any habitable condition are the estates of those wealthy enough to ward themselves against that reality. A city cannot continue to thrive, populated by only the upper classes and their cloistered sycophants. Even if the plague were gone tomorrow, in its present state, Dunwall doesn't have enough hardy people of working age to return the city to everyday function. We must find a way to attract more residents, which requires removing the cloud of fear brought about by the current regime. The Lord Regent and his lackeys are bad for business, my friends. So it falls on us. A plague and a tyrant must be overcome, and after that we must undertake a third miracle, turning the screws on the obscenely wealthy, forcing them to pay back into the place that has given them their privileged lives. It is the powerful and fortunate who must pay for the rebuilding of Dunwall, even if the poorest will bear the stones and timbers of reconstruction on their backs. All this must happen for the dormant machine of commerce to restart. Without that, we are all forfeit, and the greatest city of our age will be lost. Yeah. Oh. What's the one? Oh, and there's also a message. Excerpt from a guide to port cities across the Empire of the Isles. Potterstead, Bristol, a small town, but the locals are charming and the ale is unmatched. Be certain to visit during the month of winds for their pennant festival. Dunwall, Bristol. Notes on the capital city could fill a dozen such volumes. All delights exist in Dunwall if you've got the coin, and all miseries if you're broke. Unless you're well connected through someone in Dunwall Tower, one of the key families, the City Watch or River Patrol, make sure your permits are in order. Otherwise, you're likely to have your cargo seized by the port authorities for any reason they care to concoct. Colkenny, Morley. While the harbour master here is particular about the kinds of goods you're carrying, the rest of the town is more lax. Be sure to visit the inn on the rock for the best mutton stew in all the Isles. Yoro, Tivia. The cold here will snatch the breath from your lungs, but it is met in equal strength by the civility of its well-mannered citizens. The cozy taverns are kept warm by their famously crafted iron stoves, though the northern food takes some adjustment. Bejeweled aristocrats laugh and drink side by side with weathered, leathery-skinned farmers, clapping one another on the back until the dim hours. It is hard to make a friend here or to truly understand the worldview of the native-born, but once you do, you have a friend for life. Solero, Circotis. This city is crowded in the warmer months, and for a good reason. You'll find yourself shoulder to shoulder with scantily clad locals and foreigners on holiday. Pale skin burnt pink by the sun, which somehow seems larger and brighter, Circotis. The food in Solero is a shining example of Circonan cuisine, and there is always music, always dancing. Hand-rolled on the steps of tobacco shops, the cigars are of course fresher than the ones you've had shipped to other parts of the empire. Karnaca, Circonis, the jewel of the south at the edge of the world. The city is bustling with industry. After a wave of settlers from Morley and an influx of wealthy trading companies from Dunwall, everywhere you go in Karnaca, there are new ideas, hybrid forms of music, groundbreaking theories of natural philosophy, and even extravagant delicacies made by mixing ingredients from older known cultures. The locals work tirelessly for their coin, welcoming the elite from across the Isles. Oh, there was a letter here? Daud, no need to waste breath with apologies or excuses. You taught me that. All I can say is that as soon as I left Dunwall, my head felt clear. Maybe for the first time. Sorry, I had to breathe. You told me once that people like us burn hot, then burn up. We don't get a chance to start over. No long days in the sun, but I know you, Daud. Despite all the blood on your hands, you've been stashing coin. No one does that if they're not holding on to something. You've got some kind of plan, some hope for a new life. Maybe you knew, maybe you didn't. But that's what you gave me when you let me walk away. The one thing you said that wasn't possible. And I'll never forget that. When the time comes, and it will, I hope you're watching close so you get the chance too. I left a book for you. The world is big, bigger than I knew. There are lots of places where an old man like you could disappear. Billy. Damn. That's actually nice. Huh. Excerpt from a journal covering various occult artifacts. They say my mother was a witch, but the truth, as is so often the case, depends on perspective and your place in the world. She relied on poisons made from exotic herbs and the blowfish that live in the reef waters near Pandicia. Her power originated in hallucinogenics, delivered through guile or by force to those who crossed her. There was an unusual intensity in her gaze for certain, but it came from within, not from the outsider. It's what happens to anyone pushed to the absolute edge of sanity and survival, who stays there for years, then returns to walk among the sheep in so-called civilized society. My mother was crafty, but it was anything more than powders, hidden knives and guile. I never saw it. Oh, if it was anything more than, I never saw it. Like they tell children, some of those truly touched by the black-eyed bastard can move through the space between rooftops like a sparrow. Others command armies of rats or poisonous flies as easy as they wriggle their fingers and toes. The overseers are right to fear us, to warn the common folk to stay near their homes at night and keep their families close. But there are other ways his influence manifests itself. Those who serve me share in somewhat I can do, and I suspect it's the same for Delilah Copperspoon's coven. Then there are those who can craft runes and charms. The old woman across town, they call her Granny Rags. She carves and polishes the bones of whales, stringing them together and opening them to the void until they moan like the fever-sick on a cold night. I found a few of her talismans, and with each one I touched, a tiny piece of me departed and settled in with her. What does she gain? A longer life? Some other kind of power I don't understand? The making of such things is beyond me. I've known 4 people in my time who carried the mark of the outsider, but I've known dozens more who wanted it, who stood at night in stagnant ponds or begged with the dust blowing from graveyards. People who gutted farm animals or burned the flesh of men, thinking it would call forth the void. I met a dying man once who had collected runes and charms for years. He crushed them all into powder, made a paste, and ate them, thinking he could gain whatever magic was in the things. His death was long and painful. Yeah. I also knew a woman from Kanaka who would trade for charms and other bits of whalebone. She cracked them apart and fused them back together, then sold them. I bought one of these corrupted charms that she swore would cause sharp metal to break on my skin, and it worked, but each time it did, one of my teeth turned black and fell out. After the 3rd time, I gave it to one of my men. Now when he smiles, it's all bleeding gums, and one of the parts of inside of him are turning black. Oh no. Yeah, that's a tutorial for corrupted bone charms. Sometimes I ask myself, without these gifts, would I be a man to fear? Would I be called the Knife of Dunwall with my name whispered through the markets and the alleyways? The high towers and drawing rooms? I'd like to think so, but it really doesn't matter. As long as I bear this mark, I'll use whatever craft I have to force my will on the world. The harder trick is undoing what I've done. Except from a journal so it's just Daud's journal, basically. Oh, another book? What's this? In a time of political upheaval, there are provisions in place for a staged transfer of power designed with 3 goals in mind. The first is the minimization of incentive for coup. There is no predetermined person or position within the government that is scheduled to take on the mantle of regency during a time of crisis. Instead, a regent is chosen by parliamentary accord. And I just happened to be the spy master? Parliamentary accord. Oh, did the Morgan and Custis vote for it then? This serves to avoid promoting a path of derelict ascendancy, and to discourage those who would scheme for such a turn of events. It is the assumption of our governing documents that such a legislative body will always have the wisdom to see through would-be usurpers. The second is the assurance of stability for the commons during and after the transitional phase. During an interregnum, while a regent rules the land, there are categories of laws and decrees that cannot be altered without a majority vote from Parliament. Thus daily life for the people will not change dramatically when during the time of regency, or shift drastically once a proper heir takes up the throne. Third, and perhaps the most important, is that a worthy successor is found. in order to rule out hasty action and to maximize stability. There will be no term limit or duration applied to the period of regency. Historically, rash decisions have been greatly contested, resulting in extended political turmoil or outright conflict. When the proper heir is found and the position is filled by someone worthy of the role, all others will fall in and provide their support. There will be no term limit? Huh. So, if it went on long enough... Hang on. Why is buttons changed? So, if it were to go on long enough, and they still had the votes of the Morgan and... Well, if they didn't have the votes of Morgan and Custis, would Hiram Burroughs eventually be, like, ousted? The Metaphysica Mysterium. Wait, haven't I... Yeah, I read this. Yeah. I like how tiny the rooms look in people's hands. Okay, I'm gonna work on getting pull, which I guess I can as soon as I get the other room. Excerpt from a volume on Serkonan geography and culture. Serkonos, the Jewel of the South, is best known for its warm winds, spiced foods, and endless beaches. While the city of Solero sees the heaviest flow of travelers from across the Isles, Karnaca, on the southernmost edge of the known world, is preferred among the elite of the Empire. It is said that a month spent resting beneath the sun on the beaches of Serkonos, or within one of the rural villages, can cure most maladies. Travelers bring back recipes and styles from the south, and the dances that all Serkonans learn in their youth are favored in Crystal, for their sensuality, copied by the fashionable aristocracy in the capital city of Dunwall. The only persistent trouble in Serkonos originates along the string of tiny islands, stretching away from the mainland to the east. For generations, pirates have hidden among this archipelago, raiding traders passing between the isles, and more recently, attacking whaling ships returning with rich stores of oil. I'm getting, like, Dorne from Game of Thrones vibes of Serkonos.
Taking prisoners is exactly the sort of thing I'm talking about.
You don't have to remind me. It's Billy
Daud. Ever vigilant, I see. Are we leaving soon to Brigmore?
Interesting times, gentlemen. Overseers in the flooded district. Witches abroad in the city. Traitors in the ranks. I'd be nervous too. Then I'd remember who killed the Empress in Dunwall Tower. And came out untouched.
LOL. Yep, that's what I thought. From a street pamphlet containing a sensationalized sighting of the assassin Daud. Gentle reader, be assured that your coin is well spent today. God damn it. What you read here may one day preserve your life and your sanity. No one has seen the Knife of Dunwall and lived to tell of it until now. The sun was setting, a bloody stain against the sky, silhouetting the noble contours of Rothwild's slaughterhouse. The stench of blood, the flesh of men and whales soured the air. Daud slithered from the sewers, his body slick with gore, and crawling with vermin that no mortal man could have tolerated. His shadow stretched out before him on ground. Is this somebody's fanfic? And it revealed his true nature, a horrid thing warped by heresy. A shape too terrible to put into words, my gentle readers. A sorcerer from the void, without question. I could hear the moans of... Sorry, I need to do this proper. I could hear the moans of the dying workers he left in his wake, but he did not even pause to acknowledge their plight, for his heart is colder than Tivian ice. I'm imagining, like, the the hallway scene from like Star Wars Rogue. Actually, no, not Rogue. Rogue's. Yeah, it was Star Wars Rogue. I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember the movies. But actually, no. I have to think of the Team Fortress 2 trailer with the pyro. Like I'm imagining that. Instead, he let out a guttural howl of victory, the shock of which snuffed out the life of those poor dying workers, and then he bounded away, moving from roof to roof, back toward the streets. And this was where I thought this chapter would end until I heard the music. The grinding metal music of the overseers echoed from the nearby alleyways, and I knew there would soon be a fight, with only my sense of duty to the fallen citizens of Dunwall to keep my fear from overtaking me. I inched closer to the mouth of the alley for a better vantage. A brave contingent of overseers had captured one of Daud's lieutenants lurking in the alley. He or she, for I could not tell beneath the thick leather of the industrial whaler suit, was prone and tied with sturdy ropes surrounded overseers. But their fixation was ultimately their undoing. Daud fell from above, moving through the air as easily as a falcon. I swear it upon my spirit, without sound he glided down among them, and the music maker was the first to die as Daud tore the man's head from his shoulders. Oh man, if I was good at I should have like, if I was good at editing, this is where I should like post what actually happened, like paste in like what actually happened during that scene. Oh, sorry. Like as if it's like some live fact checking going on. The wretched song faded in a discordant wail. Then I watched as the most notorious assassin of our time became a flurry of leather, metal, and blood, deflecting bullets and sword blades with ease. The last overseer, no doubt consumed with terror at seeing his brothers fall so easily, sank to his knees and begged for mercy. Daud spoke a single word that made my entrails squirm in my belly upon hearing it. The overseer shrieked like a madman until his mask split in two, as though struck by some hammer and chisel, and a stream of blood gushed forth from the crack, bathing Daud's boots. I closed my eyes at that point, too overwhelmed to witness any further atrocities. I could only hope that if that foul heretic discovered me next, my life would end swiftly. But when I opened my eyes, Daud was nowhere to be seen. That was the last I ever saw of the knife of Dunwall. So heed my warning, gentle reader. Should you or anyone you love witness some misshapen shadow fall across your path, or should you hear the slightest rumor of dark words whispered from the rooftops, then flee. Flee with all haste. Damn. Okay. Damn. That was amazing. Amazing. At 10-10. No notes. Oh. It was wrong, but damn, amazing. It was drama, spectacles. Oh, it had it all. Oh. Anyway, what am I doing it again? Now I wonder in high chaos if it would be different. Like holy shit, I'm lucky to be alive, or like it's like somebody else's account, like somebody else would have written like massacre at Rothwald Slaughterhouse today. I think this is new. Excerpt from a historical record of government positions and ranks. It is said that the office of the Royal Spymaster has existed for as long as there have been emperors and empresses. However, in the earliest days of the Empire, this position existed in secrecy. Only after the Morley insurrection was the position publicly acknowledged, due to the tremendous role that the acting Spymaster played in quelling the rebellion. Originally, members of the military or officers of the City Watch were advocated for the role, chosen by the Admiralty. In recent years, the outgoing Spymaster has made recommendations on his replacement from the small cadre of espionage agents serving him. In this way, continuity is preserved, since many of the covert projects undertaken by the government are not committed to writing, only communicated in whispers behind secure doors. This leads to the most common critique of the office of the Royal Spymaster, that actions are taken and deeds committed that even the Emperor or Empress is not aware of. This lack of oversight or accountability is a commonly debated topic during parliamentary sessions. but those who hold the position of the Royal Spy Master insist that in order to function, the role must exist outside existing bureaucracy or law. True.
They say he let Rothwild live. Is Daud getting soft?
Rothwild's not coming back anytime soon. You should spend more time thinking about your form.
Anytime you think I'm a little soft, you're welcome to come by my office. Bring a blade.
Noted. Do you have anything to say?
Corvo's out there, Daud. It's a matter of time before he shows up here.
He's got the Lord Regent's army to chew through first.
So, do we know that Corvo is the mass killer, or do we know that Corvo just escaped and we are aware that he's the one that's taking down the Lord Regent's allies?
Begging your pardon, Daud, but I don't think it's safe to leave these overseers holed up in the refinery.
It's a new game now. They know where to find us. We just have to make them afraid to.
As you saw in the base game, the overseers that you find in this place, they're all dead, which is like, I mean, it would be cool if in low chaos, like, you see overseers being captive, because as you've noticed, this DLC starts with Corvo choking people out instead of murdering them, because that will change. In high chaos, Corvo will kill. So it would be cool if, like, I mean, I'm not really that bothered about, like, continuity. But
Thomas finished his scouting run. When you've talked to him, I'll give you the latest word from inside the prison.
Thomas?
I found Lizzy Stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Coldridge. We can use this. We'll get her out. And Stride will have to pay back the favor. We'll have our transport.
Ready to leave, sir? Or should I wait?
I think I got everything. So Thomas is my number 2 guy. Oh man, no hostiles killed, no civilians killed, no alarms rung. Oh man, I'm the best. Oh, I didn't get all the coins.
Delilah doesn't leave Brigmore Manor anymore. She doesn't have to. Which means I have to come to her. The manor's upriver, far out past the quarantine line. I'll need a ship. I've lived in Dunwall's underworld a long time. I know the players. Gang leaders, madams, corrupt officials. But what I need is a smuggler who knows the river, someone I can trust. It's a reflection of Dunwall, or perhaps myself, that after all these years, the best choice I have is Lizzy Stride.
She looks like a Borderlands character. Favorite time. Oh. Yep. Let's see. Overseer Daud. So, I meant to read it, but I clicked on it too fast. But we've got an overseer disguise in. Anyway, rune and requisition. Balls. Oh well, next mission. Oh no! Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Well, I've got a stun mine now. Okay.
This should get me in the front door at least. Looks like I'll need to check in with those guards by the gate.
Yeah, you didn't have your mask on yet? Also, fun fact, apparently the face on the mask is supposed to resemble Benjamin Holger, the founder of the Abbey.
Overseer.
Hi.
About time, Overseer. We sent for you hours ago.
Sorry, I had to hide a body. I mean, I had to get ready.
Fine. Listen up. The incident took place in the interrogation room. Cross the yard and keep going straight. Anything else is off limits. Understand? Don't go exploring. Don't speak to the prisoners. We're not here to listen to you preach.
Okay, but do you have time?
Don't forget you're in Coldridge now, not the Abbey. We asked you here for one reason.
But do you have time to hear about our Lord and Savior? I don't know what god the Abbey actually believes. I don't think they believe in a god. They're just like against the outsider. Which weird basis of a religion. Just being against somebody.
Guard, open the gate.
Remember that an overseer has been summoned to address the situation in the interrogation room. Until the overseer arrives, no one is to enter the interrogation room. The prisoner cells are off limits to overseers and other visitors, no exceptions. Okay? Ooh. Is this where I was as Corvo? I think I was, yeah.
All cells in Section B are under quarantine until further notice. Prisoners who have been transferred...
Remember to take extra care in logging transfers. Even temporary transfers of prisoners from one cell to another must be recorded in the logbook. Ensure that the logbook is available in the guard booth between sections C and D at all times.
Section B will be observed for signs of infection.
What is wrong with you? We're sending men to the firing squad, and no one knows what actually happened.
Didn't they do it?
Hemorrhage rings chose a bad day to stick in. Morris lost his nerve at the sewer gates. Neither of them knew anything. They died to satisfy the Lord Regent's office.
And Officer Thorpe.
Thorpe slipped him the key. Everyone knows that. They got weak. They paid him off, but he couldn't tell us who it was. And believe me, he wanted me by the end.
You've seen Corvo train, haven't you? Once he had the key, there was no stopping him. And the way he
Look at
went
that
off
pigeon.
that bridge,
She's shut up.
how do you stop a man who'll make a jump like that? Like he doesn't care.
Or like he's more than human.
You think he's
I think we played that overseer noise for a reason. I think there's more happening here than any of us know.
This mask won't fool an arc pylon.
That's what I was wondering, yeah. Oh. Additional security installations along the execution yard are wall are complete. Additional work on the main gate will continue throughout the coming days. All workers must show identification for the duration of the construction. Attention! Executions of personnel responsible for enabling the escape of the former Lord Protector will continue today. The execution yard remains off limits unless otherwise specified. All logbook entries must contain the prisoner name and the destination cell number. The logbook is in the guard booth between section C and D. Do not neglect, holy fuck, to log every prisoner transfer. Failure to do so is a punishable offense. What happens if I...
The Coldridge Prison remains
do
under
this?
martial law. Guards are authorized to use lethal force against any unidentified or unauthorized persons on the premises.
Won't you move there? I thought for a second it was a Delilah statue.
Plague. Elixir. Bunch of crap.
Someone's supposed to be on duty.
I'll deal with this later. Oh, thank God it's off. Wait, is it just out in the open?
Stupid rats. Plague. You're not clear.
Keep the Hatters away from the Eels. The one in Section D, Cell 11, tried to attack that former Dead Eel leader again. We can't afford any additional investigations or mistakes right now, so keep them apart.
Enter this restricted area. I can't let you through here. Understand?
Sure. Hi.
You're free to go. This is the Abbey's problem now.
Do whatever you need to do. I'm not sticking around. And don't leave any, what do you call it, black magic lying around. I don't want to be cursed or anything.
Bless you, my child.
What happened here?
Holy fuck. Who kept this? Oh wait, is this my secret loot or? Lieutenant Wright, the hatter we brought in, was trying to stash his loot in a canal when we busted him. Looks like he's the one who hit Lord Bryman's carriage a few nights back. So far, he has not named his accomplices, but he will once he gets his turn in the interrogation room. Document everything and then deliver it to the Lord Regent's office, and make sure none of it gets lost along the way, or it's both our heads. Ashton. Well. Excerpt from interrogation logs at Coldridge Prison, month of Nets. Prisoner, blah, blah, blah. Location of collaborator in theft of goods. Heated metal bolts applied to feet. Promising response at first, but the subject lost consciousness due to shock. Confession to vandalism, sleep deprivation, disorientation. Subject falsely confessed to crimes as well as other unrelated acts. Location of a weapon cache tied to attacks on river patrol checkpoints. Water tank. Oof. Tank mechanism malfunction. Subject drowned. Yeah, that'll happen. Name of conspiracy organizer engagement with phobia spiders. Subject divulged the information before the hatch to the spider basket was even opened. Shit.
Is she strapped in right? Good. Doesn't look like
Wait,
much,
did she
does
move?
Comfortable? All right, we'll get this done. Let's start with how you got into Dunwall Tower in the first place. Was it one of the servants that let you in? One of the guards? Nothing? All right. Corporal, use the hammer. That's right. The smaller one. Can't really tell if she felt that. Don't want to break anything. Let's try again. How did you... Wait. You hear a kind of ringing in your ears? What's happening to her face? Is she going to... Oh no! Oh no! Shoot her! Shoot her! Shoot!
Well. There's a misplaced rune over there?
You should bathe. I can smell you from here. Another night. Another... Head directly across the yard and through the door. It's in the interrogation.
That's not what I am looking for.
Right.
I wonder if I can turn that off somewhere. Oh, no, well, that's all runes found, so only one more bone charm.
one survives that fall again.
Still, the Lord Regent won't tolerate another escape. We have to be extra careful.
They've been quick to repairing this bridge. Doesn't look like it was... Wait, no, yeah, it doesn't look like it was, like, blown up or anything. I'm gonna see if I can figure out if I can turn off the music. Cool.
Just give me the one chance. I'll never ask anything again.
Huh. That looks like it's kind of empty. Oh. Section B will remain closed until the conclusion of the investigation into the escape of Corvo Etano. Prisoners have been moved into the cells on the other side of the prison. Probably should be out of sight when I teleport.
What's this guy's one? This controls all the cell doors.
I'm not looking for cell doors, I'm looking for... Remember to take extra care in logging transfers. Even temporary transfers of prisoners from one cell to another must be recorded in the logbook. Ensure that the logbook is available in the guard booth between section C and... Oh yeah, you already read this.
Rounds over here?
Cell control system quick reference. Set first tumbler to match cell section letter. Set second and third tumblers to cell number. Pull lever to confirm selection. Ensure that each cell opening requests and selection are verbally confirmed. Investigate and report any suspected malfunctions immediately. Excerpt from a case study intended for prison wardens. Following the escape of Corvo Etano, the council appointed by the Lord Regent has decided it is of the utmost importance to increase security measures at Coldridge Prison. The recommendations made by this report include structural measures such as increasing the heights of walls, sealing ventilation shafts, and ensuring sewer entrances are inaccessible. Additionally, staffing at the site must be increased to thoroughly cover all exits and maintain observation of all major corridors. Special addendum. In addition to the new measures outlined herein, the Council has consulted both the Abbey of the Everyman and Royal Physician Anton Sokolov, who is also head of the Academy of Natural Philosophy, asking for guidance and equipment in the handling of those cases which are more exotic in nature. While we have dismissed reports of the supernatural in the past as old wives' tales and lunatic hearsay, recent months have convinced us that there are matters afoot that we do not fully understand. As such, prison executive personnel are encouraged to welcome the presence of both the overseers and anyone working under Sokolov's technical guidance. Well, they weren't very nice to me. They were acting as if I was some kind of freak or something. Or a zealot. Sorry. I mean, freak, zealot. What's the difference?
Let me know if you want to take my patrol. You always amuse me.
Oh, shiny. When you hear the alarms in the courtyard tonight, make a break for the front gate, jump from the bridge, and swim to the sewer entrance. You won't get another chance now that the Empress's assassin has escaped. Watch out for the rats. Oh. Royal Protector's Naval Commendation. Sleep dart. What is that? Oh, cool. Got the key. So I just put him in a cell? Oh, there's a wall here. Convenient. Oh, choke dust. Corrupted bone char. Don't you snitch on me. What cell is this? Maybe? No. Does it say on the door? No. Oh, wait, it's on the floor. Jesus. Man, I know the rule... I know the rule is gamers don't look up, but maybe gamers should also look down. A11. Okay. Any others? There's a dead person there, which appears to be A1. So A1, A11, and A0. All the A's. Was it here? Yeah. Okay. A11. No, that would be A10. 01. Now, are people gonna freak out if I do this? Oh god. Oh! Sweet. That is better than I thought. I think it was the floor below that had the room with the wall.
I shit bigger than you.
Damn, you need to go to a doctor. Oh no. Is it the one next door? 810, huh? Well, I'll be back. You know, it just makes it all the funnier that I almost did A10, but then I didn't. Anyway. Here we are. Oh.
This better be worth it.
Adrenaline takes less time to cool down? I don't know how adrenaline works. Isn't it beneficial or well, I don't know. Oh, okay, so that is its own thing. Corrupted charms. Okay. Oh, there's a dead body there. That looks like a blueprint. What is
Just give me the one chance. I'll never ask anything again.
Going back again. I just realized it must be a very freaky experience to see an overseer zooming around the place for the inmates.
I'm not doing it. Not me. Not like the rest of them.
Excerpt from a presentation at the onset of the plague. Once again, I've been asked to solve the problems of the dismal past, and once again I have delivered the solutions required by our present situation. As with all my work, it is simply that a mind capable of understanding their potential is required. For the benefit of the Lord Regent, and to the detriment of those incarcerated in Coldridge Prison with an aptitude for escape, I have recently adapted one of my inventions for deployment in that dank and depressing place. The potential function of these devices at the prison should now be clear to all. Following the latest round of testing, with the associated power complications resolved, I have therefore recommended a two-stage implementation, starting at once. The first stage involves a recent device simply to deploy, designed to stun the escaping prisoner. The second is a more powerful deterrent. The lethal and increasingly popular arc pylon. In combination, properly applied, these devices will make Coldridge Prison inescapable. I've managed to get my hands on an experimental formula being tested right here in Coldridge Prison, a mixture the prison guards call choke dust, which is normally capable of rendering prisoners vulnerable for a few moments. However, this new formula has the potential to make the victim forgetful as well. It's as if once breathed in, the dust causes an acute temporary stupor. Interesting?
Trembling hands. Blood from the eyes. Any day now it'll start.
That's concerning. Okay, so can I just get rid of that guard? Do you think the inmates will applaud when I take him down?
You think Corvo's running around the city in a mask, executing people he doesn't like? You're crazy.
I'm telling you, it's him.
No, I've seen him. Remember? At the riots.
Huh.
Cold. Thoughtful, almost. I bet when he left here, no one saw a thing. Not until the next night.
That was then. You're forgetting about the Empress. That was when he had something to lose.
People don't change that much.
Yes, they do. You just haven't been there to see it happen.
Damn. Oh, look, right.
Have you gotten used to the new security?
Where's Harold? Huh? He's not in his cell.
Huh?
Well, we've been moving.
Shit biscuit. Oh. Nailed it.
Probably rat, and it wasn't into ever the Empress around. She'd hold inspections with the royal protector trailing after her.
Wish we'd taken care of him. He knows our faces. He could come back any time.
Or someone worse. Are you gonna? Ooh, actually. Damn, that must have looked so cool from the inmate's point of view.
Nice shit figure.
And then I do something lame as that. Well, look, sometimes Daud has off days. This is apparently an off day. Was it in here or was it the floor? Ah, it was the floor below, damn it. Although, as... Wait, yeah, didn't I open a cell on this floor? Oh, I don't think I've been here. So careless, leaving their money behind. Oh, there's a guy. Don't be a bitch. Welcome to the slumber party. Oh, they're slowly disappearing. Oh, I thought there was a guy over here. Hey. It just looks away. It's like, I got nothing to do with this. I'm just minding my own business. Good response. Or yeah. That is how you should act when a guy teleports in front of you, takes a guy out, and then stares at you like as if asserting dominance. This is what will happen if you mess with me. You got it? Yes, sir, Mr. Daud. Lizzy Stride is at A0100. Lucas Penroe. Who the fuck is Lucas Penroe? Ooh. As requested, your special order has been filled. What makes it even funnier with getting a stun mine from the requisition is when I accidentally bought a stun mine in the menu. Right. Now, before I deal with Lizzy... Let them see me.
They don't hesitate to kill their own.
Oh no. Uh-oh. I swear I thought I saw a bone charm here earlier. Can I... Excerpt from a light historical overview of the architecture of Dunwall. Across the generations, the aqueducts and tunnels beneath the city of Dunwall have served a variety of purposes. In the earliest days of the city's history, several primary canals were used to channel river overflow during times of flooding, and for a time it was fashionable for wealthy aristocrats to commission underground water passages, giving them access to their estates from the Redhaven River and its minor tributaries. Over the years, these tunnels began to interconnect, sometimes by design and sometimes by accident. The history of the tunnel system is rich, as every schoolchild is taught. Rebels used the sewers extensively during the Morley insurrection, as discussed in popular bar songs. Lovers often find privacy in some of the cleaner entry points, with fresh air brought in on the winds from the river itself. On a darker note, in addition to seeing traffic from gangs and smugglers, it is rumored that the current Roymaster himself, Hiram Burrows, has a network of informants who know the twists and turns of the sewer system by heart. Until recent times, the older tunnels suffered from repeated collapse, creating sinkholes that occasionally consumed entire street corners. The current system rarely suffers from such calamity, since the sewers were reinforced and expanded by the city planning department during the rule of Emperor Euhorn Coldwin I. Yeah. Oh my god. I cut out a lot of that, but oh, it was so annoying to get that bone jump. I first tried to take down the fucking guards, but then they kept spotting each other. God. Never have I felt so thankful about having powers than the time that I didn't have powers. Oh my god. Anyway, let's get Lizzy.
Trembling hands, blood from the eyes.
Help! Someone's breaking out!
Start.
Guard!
Shut up.
Quick!
Shut up.
Someone is trying to escape! Shit! Gotta get out of here.
Lizzy Stride. She's in rough shape. I'll have to carry her out.
You're crazy. Need to be careful about the traversal.
I didn't know she had it. Why'd she take my money? Just
Oh wait,
give me
there's
the
an
one chance.
easier way to.
I'll never ask anything again.
Nope.
What the?
Hey. Do. Thank God for these convenient pipes. Uh-oh, I hope Lizzy's gonna be okay.
All cells in Section B are under quarantined until further notice. Prisoners who have been transferred from Section B will be observed for signs of infection.
Phew. So the same sewers that Corvo escaped from. I just realized I could have probably talked with Lizzie. I was wondering whether it was like a cross when I grabbed her.
Good God.
She's beaten, but not dead. See that her wounds get attention.
It will be done. All quiet, sir. Ready to go.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yay, nice. Yeah, there's one special action where you can save the guard that that helped Corvo escape. However, I couldn't think of a way to stealthily take them down, and yeah, as I briefly hinted, without powers, that room sucked.